sometimes the best way to get going is to just get started and then figure it out as you stumble along. So I've been talking in my head about these things like, oh, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about that. I should just get on here and just talk about it and stop over planning it in my head, because then I sometimes just don't sit down and do it. In fact, sometimes, delusional time, I think I have done it and I haven't. It's all just been in my mind. So hey, how you going? Hope you're well. It's Friday for me, and end of the week, so we're looking forward to the weekend. I've got to work tomorrow, and then I've got a day off, and then I'm way back out to Warrnambool to finish with the shop refit, which is exciting. That's a lot of fun. What I did the first week was, it was a lot of sweaty work, but I took too much stuff. So I'm not going to take nearly as much as I did the first time. I don't need that much. I think I was just, I was anxious, and I thought, oh gosh, I might need this and I might need that. I might need all these other things. I definitely needed all the clothes. I did have a couple of extras left over, but even the fact that I thought I had taken too much and I ended up using about 90% of it, I probably took just enough, so it's going to be more of the same. And we've had some more bushfires this week, and scary weather. So there's where I live, massive bushfire section, and where I'm going. So I'm hoping that where the active bushfires were, they have cleared the roads and everything's going to be fine, so that I can get a nice straight drive over. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go all the way up and around in a 4-hour arc to get to my location, which won't be fun. But some of the downside of the bushfires is we've got a lot of wildlife refugees floating around. So every night I have about 30 cockatoos in my yard. They're very loud birds. And they're giant. It's just, they're almost the size of a chicken. They're very big. They probably weigh about 2.5 kilos. No, is that right? 2.5 pounds. They're heavier than you think if you have one land on you. And they're pretty much just eating everything in our backyard. And I designed our yard to feed local animals anyway, so I'm delighted to have the company, but they are noisy. They are very noisy. And if they get bored, they'll start picking like the wood around your windows and start picking at things on the roof. So happy to have them while, their home is in trouble, but I would like them to go back home soon. I didn't end up using 90% of the makeup that I took with me. So I only used it for one night. So it was still, like I thought, mostly a skincare week. But I found that the sunscreen that I was using in the morning, I didn't get to reapply at any point during the day. I'm just so busy. So I ended up, I don't know if you can tell, I got some color because I would be walking back and forth between the shop, and that would be like, 30 seconds of sun exposure. It adds up. It definitely adds up. So when I got back, I was looking through Facebook, just catching up on, local gossip and family, friends and stuff. I saw an ad for Sol Sista, which is a zinc SPF tinted block that you can just put on. So it's that kind of color. It's got a whole bunch of nice moisturizing oils in, but it is a thick pan stick of SPF. And they also do blushes as well, but when I went into the shops, they didn't. I did try and find it. Turns out they're actually made locally. They're made in the Surf Coast, women's own business, vegan and cruelty free. Ticks all the boxes for me, but they didn't have any of their blushes in the shop. So there was another brand there that I haven't actually looked into, but while I was in the shop, there was a lady there who was also trying everything on, and she was a very, very tanned, healthy lady, and it sounds weird. She was She looks like she does an awful lot of yoga. She was that very fit and beautiful and earthy kind of person, and she was testing out a couple as well, but this is called Avocado Zinc. So these are also SPF 50, but this one's a bronzer and that is a blush. So you can get in the three sticks, like a full face cover and protection and makeup all in one thing. So I thought for traveling, this will be a good thing. The other thing, because I am so easily influenced, I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and I see, oh gosh, hold on, I've forgotten her name. Katie Jane Hughes. Found her on YouTube randomly. She's been doing stuff for years, and I keep hearing a couple of other YouTubers talking about how she's got a new makeup range, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know why I haven't heard of her before. So I've done nothing but just watch everything she's ever put out in the past 3 to 4 years. Followed her on a couple of platforms and seeing things. So she had a video about a year ago about using concealer. Now, I've never really used foundation. I've never done like a whole coverage of foundation. I don't need it. I used to get told I don't need it, and I didn't believe them because I thought, no, this is what being a woman is all about. You have to do the makeup, and the makeup is all part of it, blah, blah, blah. No, they were all right. I didn't need it. I still don't really need it. I just have to conceal a few bits and pieces that I don't like. But I've never liked concealer because it feels weird. So Katie Jane, I don't know, is she Katie Jane? Is she KJH? We'll go KJH because I think her brand is KJH, but Katie has all these concealer tricks that she was, and I'm just waving my new concealer at you, I'm so sorry. And it's about just using a small concealer brush like that. That's not even a concealer brush, but she says using a small compact brush that's about the size, or like the biggest size of an eyeshadow brush. So even something smaller than that, I think that's the one I've been using. Yeah, I think this is the one I've been using. And she takes a couple of swipes on the back of the hand, loads it all, stamps it all up into her brush, and then puts it everywhere where she needs it. And she's saying that because you've loaded it up into the brush, once you apply it, well, that you don't have to do anything else. That's it, done. So then I thought, well, I can do that. That would be fine. I can do that. I just need a concealer. And I don't think the color corrector that I've been using is the right thing. The other concealer that I had is by Ritual Defy, and it's not the right color. It's a little too pale for me. I went on Sephora website and I did some research, and I thought, well, who's got the best one? Who's got the nicest one that's going to be for dry skin? And from what people were saying, Haus Labs was the one to go for. So obviously I went for it. And which one did I get? I had the box. Where did I put it? Now, using my color calibrated monitor, and sitting there for a very long time with my arm up against the screen trying to color match what I think I'm gonna be, I went with number 11 light neutral, and dang, I was right. It was spot on. Like, I put it on the back of my hand, blended it out, and it disappeared. I couldn't see it. I thought, well, that's amazing. So today's the first day that I've actually used it, and it's been on, well, what time is it now? It's just gone 5 my time, and I put it on probably about 6:30 this morning, and I think I don't see any kind of creasing or anything. I have my dark circles, but I think that's more just I don't know how to conceal them properly. I don't know what I'm doing very well. I'm still a noob at this stuff, but it's pretty good. And it has been hot and gross at certain times. I was doing a whole bunch of aquarium maintenance today, so I was, arm to shoulder deep in aquarium water. So, but yeah, I think I don't see it, I don't see any creasing or gooping into my eye wrinkles or anything like that. I think it's all right. I definitely like the texture of it. It's a lot of people say how thick it is. It's a thick one. It's nowhere near as thick as that Ritual Defy. Not at all. I did pop in now having listened to that and wanting to try a concealer when I was in the pharmacy the other day. They had Maybelline on sale again. So I picked this one up. That's the Superstay Active Wear 15. This is number 15. But it's a fairly light one. I think this one's, see the two together. No, it looks more warm. It's funny because when I look through the little window, it looks a little cooler. My room's looking a little yellow. And let's see, this is the Haus Labs one next to it. So they're quite similar. The Haus Labs is the bottom one, and that's the Maybelline one. So it is a little bit more peachy. And I find I can get this out of the tube, but I always worry I'm gonna break it, putting it back in. So that's something other people have mentioned. The Maybelline one, I think it has alcohol in it, so it does dry really fast. Like, you've got to get that on quick, or I've got to get that on quick in its place before it sets. So that's it. That's it now, dry. It dries so fast. So I've had to be really quick. So I wore that yesterday. Let's just spread that one down. And it was all right, but I could feel it. I could feel it on my eyes most of the day. In fact, when it was kind of like up in here, it just felt tight and strange all day, and I didn't like it. So I actually, probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I went and just washed it off because I was just aware of it. And I wear glasses, so I just felt like I was doing this all the time because it felt strangely tight. So you can see, yeah, they both blend in quite well. You probably can't even tell them apart now. But one thing I did find is where a few of the folks reviewing it said that there was a nice, they found that Haus Labs one quite luminous, and it stayed luminous all day. I think you can see there's no luminous really there. Not much luminous left. My face is just eaten all of the goodness, that's all the moisturizing in it, and hasn't left it. But I think there's kind of almost a weirder, faker sheen with that Maybelline one versus that. So I have a very thirsty face. It's just gonna eat everything. So might as well just put more on top of it. Why not? Because then I'm gonna go wash everything off. But this, I wanted to show you this. So I think when I go back to Warrnambool, I will take a concealer just to spot cover any bleh that I don't like. And then this is easy enough to, now they just draw it on their face, and I can just draw on my face with it. Or they have a kabuki brush that they sell with it for a stupid amount of money. I didn't want to spend that. I've got a nice dense brush that I can use, so I'll just load up my brush. I mean, I suppose for the sun coverage, I should just paste it on, but I mean, you can just draw, and it's just a zinc stick at the end of the day. But it's got a lot of, again, nice oily good things for dry skin. Moisturize your skin, keep it healthy. I use that. I thought it was good. Now, the one thing I have found with this is it doesn't dry down. So I don't know, am I supposed to set this with a powder? Because when I wore it one day, I have a bad habit that, like, if I get a sweaty or a dirty face and I don't want, my hands are dirty, I don't want to touch my face, what I'll do is I'll take my shirt, I will tuck it under like that, and I'll wipe my nose from that side. So the outside of my shirt looks clean, but all the yucky, and it would transfer quite easily. I'm a hands-on person, okay? I'm not a dainty flower in an office somewhere. I'm out there doing stuff all the time. But it looks really good. So this is their lightest color. They only have three. They only have three colors. So they've got, you know, sand, tan, and dark tan or deep tan. Not a huge variety of options, but you know, if you're, you know, you need to reapply it every 4 hours, especially if you've been out in the water. It's actually designed by a woman who was a surfer, and she just didn't want to, she wanted to be out in the surf, and she didn't want to have to compromise her, I guess, I don't know, her cosmetic look with her surf time. I don't know. I didn't read the story that close. Yeah, it looks quite nice. Now I have a bit of dermatitis up here, but you can't even, it's not even like clinging into it or showing it out, which is great. And you can put that all over and get your 50 SPF. I know a thin cover is going to do absolutely nothing, so you would have to layer it on. I can get it up under my eyes. It will probably melt my mascara because it's a thick sunscreen, but it stays slightly tacky. That's the only thing I don't quite like about it. So I think I'll probably have to take a powder and just powder the top of it, which, you know, the Beachy Babes wouldn't do. So if I want to fix it up or boost it up, I've got the little bronzer here. Now this is by a different company. This is Avocado Zinc. This is the light medium one. I don't think you need much bigger than that. And you can just do a doodle on your face. And you can yell at me and tell me I'm doing it wrong if you want. So this would just be reinforcing any SPF that you've already put on. Where's that brush I just had? I'm so blind. Oh, there it is. And these two play nice together. You know, nothing's lifted anything else off or anything like that. The only thing I hate is if I get this pink line, so I always have to kind of get it as close to my hairline as possible without getting in my hair, because then I've got tan hair, which doesn't work when you're pale haired like me. If I had pigment in my hair of any kind, it would be different. I'll get that bronzer a little bit closer under my eye. There you go. You can almost use that as a contour. Let's blend that better. There. A little bit there. And then the last one I got, now they had 3 shades of blush. I went with the one called Berry, which is very strange. They had a berry, a coral, and then a red earth one. I almost wish I'd gotten the red earth one instead. But this is but I thought, oh, let's try a cool toned pinky one. I'll get a different, slightly smaller brush. I've certainly got enough layers on my face now of zinc sun protection that this is purely cosmetic, even though it is SPF. But look at, potent. Now, yes, I am a woman of a certain age. I am 54, and this is a lot of cream product, technically, that I'm putting on my face. Have I found that it is settling into fine lines? Let's have a look. Am I settling? A little bit. That's like forehead creases. So yeah, it is just a bit. I haven't gotten it up under and into like the corners of my eye. I almost put too much of that. That's pigmented. Swatch it back. I thought this one looked like, you know, how like I've been out in the sun. Probably took it down too far as well. So I more look like I've been slapped. I'm overcompensating and rushing. So let's grab a tissue there. So I think this is gonna suit me just fine when I go back to work out next week. It should be, you know, give me enough sun protection and everything that I'm not going to gain any more sun damage. Because to me, at this age, any tanning, it's sun damage now. It's sun damage. This is Australia sun. We're not playing. I know plenty of people do. They go out, they still get their tans. They're still happy to do it. I think they're crazy. I've seen also plenty of people my age and up with big scars on their face from cancers that they've had removed. So I'm not playing. I'm not gonna play. You know, no. Not going down that route. So now you can see I've got some in my hair. I'm gonna have to somehow wash that out, probably with a baby wipe or something. A little micellar water on a cotton bud or a cotton pad will do it. But there you go. So that's gonna be full face of SPF. Now I will try a little powder on top and see what that does. Because I mean, it's not super sticky, it's just a little bit tacky. But it's tacky enough that I think if the wind blew, my hair would stick in it and it would drive me nuts, because I would just be like trying to find the single strand of hair and pulling it off all the time, and that would drive me crazy. And I don't like it. So I'm just gonna get this Emco Beauty Dupe powder, which is, it's far too light. I don't have any other ones. I didn't consider that. I would want a darker one. Let's just see. Probably should have taken it out of the creases before I put powder on it. There. The only place it looks weird is probably on my mustache area. Let's see what it does with this. The only place I've really got like really visible wide pores is on the side of my nose. I just took that small brush and dabbed it onto the main stick. Just try them. Buff it into those pores. That looks better. There. So I know it's taken me a while on the camera, but yeah, I think that's a pretty quick and easy routine that I can just whip out a couple times a day if I need it. I mean, I know it's not a place for looking glam. I'm not customer facing or anything like that, but if I suddenly need to do anything like that, then I have an option, and it's great. And I just use my mascara, and I'll take that mini Tarte palette that I had last time. It's like that one, and it was great. I don't need much else. I'm not going out. I'm just trying to look as natural as possible. I took the cool toned version of that. I could take the warm toned one to go with the more tanny looking look here instead. Tanny looking look. I has English, I good. So there we are. I think that's gonna help me out. So I've got to get some packing done. I don't know if you can hear the washing machine's on a spin cycle right now, so the windows will start rattling soon. And get that all started. Oh, and then another week. So I've got I got to get through tomorrow, and then that's my last day at my my current location. I'm away at Warrnambool for a week, and I've got a week's holiday, yay! And then I start a new contract in a new shop in town. So there's a whole lot of change happening for me just now, but going forward, it should be a lot better because I'm just I'm cutting back. I've been working so hard. I'm working a lot, and it's starting to have a negative effect on my health. So I said, I'm gonna just cut back. I'm gonna do 30 hours a week, and that gives me a little more time to do this and put a little more time and energy into being more consistent with uploads, and dedicate more time to being a YouTuber, because it's been fun and I've enjoyed it, and I'm learning something every day. So let's see, pop a lippy on. That can be used as a lippy too, that blush. I don't like it. It makes my lips feel weird. So I'm gonna put this one, what do you call Paramount? It's a little bit dark, but I like it. It's so 90s. It's such a cute little bullet. Look, it's so tiny. Done. Settled. Running away from home now. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you've got any questions about these things, or if you want me to, I don't know, try something different, or use them in a way, show you something else. I don't know. If you've got questions, then ask me and I will answer or test or do something. And one good thing, like, I am probably one day away from finishing the meaty scented sunscreen. I'm so happy. I was getting very, very close. Like, you can barely see any in there now. So it's all just like at the lid space. So that one's going to be gone. And I've got one ready to go right behind it. I don't know. I think I'm a little hyperactive this afternoon. So I hope you have a lovely day. And I hope you have an even better weekend. And I'll talk to you again soon. And I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do any recording when I'm away. So, yeah, I'll see you when I see you. See you later.